We are live on the Believe in Monsters podcast for another week. Tuesday, March 19th. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome in. We are live. You're following us at BIM_pod. You might be watching us right there on the X machine. We appreciate everybody who watched us last week, and we're going to have another fun episode for you guys right here as we're continuing to inch our way to the NFL draft. As we inch our way to the NFL draft, the picture becomes just a little bit clearer, or maybe not if we know our man Ryan Poles, but it becomes a little bit clearer, we think. Couple of trades to talk about tonight. Justin Fields, sayonara, goodbye. We're going to say goodbye to him officially and potentially never speak of him again on this podcast. We'll do that in just a little bit. And then we will welcome a brand new Bear in Keenan Allen. We'll talk about him and maybe a little bit of get into some property wars, architectural discussions as the stadium news has a little bit more information from Arlington Heights. Before we do that, we want to encourage you once again to subscribe to us at the Believe in Monsters podcast on Apple Podcast, Amazon, or Spotify. You can follow my friends, my co-hosts. They're the ones who make the show go. Chris Krogman at ShyBear1985, and you can follow Lucas Berry at LBerry_40. And if you want to follow the bozo driving the train, I am Joe Gaither. You can follow me at Joe Gaither6. Chris Krogman, Father Krogman, have you chewed and swallowed, or do I need to kick it to Lucas? How are you doing tonight?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you for asking such a personal question. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I think I like what's going on here in Bearland. I love Keenan Allen, so I'm excited to talk about that trade. But other than that, man, living the absolute dream.
Lucas Berry, how's your week been? You making it? Welcome back for another week.
Another week closer to the draft. We got 40 days, and things are heating up this week. We got Keenan Allen coming to the Bears in a surprise move that caught us all off guard. Justin Fields gets moved, which we knew was coming eventually, but still kind of shocking when it happened. And this is awesome. I am so excited for we have Caleb Williams pro day tomorrow. The Bears will have a large contingent out there, and then shortly after he will have his Hallis Hall visit, and hopefully the Bears, if they haven't already yet, make a decision soon on what they will do with the number 1 pick.
Is Virginia flying out to California tomorrow?
She's already there. She's having dinner with Caleb and his 19.
Incredible.
Actually, I was going to say Caleb's probably driving like a Tesla or a Benz or Bugatti, something fancy, since he's got that nil money from Dr. Pepper.
Well, Miss Virginia, treat our man right tonight at dinner and make sure he's ready for a fine pro day. No hiccups tomorrow. I mean, pro day is nothing. It's not about anything. It's about not being a jackass. I'm sure that they're going to put on some one or two wild throws to wow social media with. Is he going to get the Zach Wilson hip flip down the middle of the field, cannon shot maybe? But pro day's nothing. This is all just about, do we like the guy? Are we meshing well as a franchise? Are we up there? Is the front office getting along with him? And that's a little bit of a concern for me, Chris Krogman. What do you think? I mean, we've heard a lot of noise about Caleb Williams and his father being very business savvy and trying to make sure they're getting the fair piece of the pie, which I do support. But there is the other side of the coin that says maybe he might be a little bit of pain in the neck of any front office that he goes to. You make anything about that? Will that scare off the Bears anyway?
Who's the pain in the neck, Caleb or Mr. Williams?
The representation as a whole. I mean, now Caleb may not be doing the speaking, but if he's not playing because they're leveraging something or looking for something, which may or may not happen, this is all total speculation as we kick off our episode. We've just gone down a little rabbit hole to get us going. But in these meetings, I think that's all what it's all about. Do we like this guy? Do we like the representation? Can we work with his team? Caleb's just going to play ball. I think that's what his team has done for him over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years of his life is, you play quarterback, you focus on playing quarterback, we'll handle the business. Oh, you're going to Oklahoma. Oh, you're transferring to USC, and you just keep playing ball, my man. I wonder if there's any hesitation in dealing with Caleb's team when it comes to the business side of things.
Zero. My understanding is it's slightly overblown or may massively overblown potentially. His dad's smart. I mean, he asks good questions. But my understanding is nothing he has asked has been like he hasn't pushed or gotten crazy or egregious about it. But they're gonna make noise. They're gonna make noise over the next few years. They're game changers. We've never seen anybody come into the league like this that already has millions of dollars from football, which I think could be good and bad. So, I mean, he's going to want to maximize his dollars and as a very marketable
akin to any rocking of the boats or anything like that. Is this going to be an issue?
No, and I think honestly, a kind of an underestimated part of this, I think, is Kevin Warren. I think Kevin Warren is a big enough personality in the room to kind of quell any concerns. Like I think he would be able to handle this situation professionally, maybe more so than a McCaskey would or a Ted Phillips would, because I think he is more present. They see him in the locker room. He seems pretty close with a lot of the players. So, yeah, I think Kevin Warren will play a big part in this. But to Chris's point, I do think a lot of it is very overblown. I mean, we've seen parents before, most notably recently, LeVar Ball. And he was, way more in the spotlight media all the time. But now look, like his kids are all successful NBA players. You don't hear much from him. Like it's all kind of like an act to get your name out there. You get some publicity, but that's what generates the money. I mean, really. And like Chris said, they are smart business people, but I think even to that point, I think, it's unfair to compare him to a LeVar Ball, because I think Caleb's dad, from everything I've heard and read, has set him up for success at a very young age, and he cares a lot about making Caleb successful. And the whole thing about asking for ownership or whatever, I'm sure it gets blown out of proportion, but I think we've talked about it before. It's illegal, so it can't happen. But you don't ask, you'll never receive. So, hey, shoot your shot. What do I care?
Well, as you alluded to in your open, we're 40 days away from the draft, and the pick is getting closer and closer, and it seems like it's getting to become more and more a lock of Caleb Williams.
He's minus 3,500 to go to the Bears.
Do you want to start with means nothing? Means nothing?
No, dude, those freaking odds things don't make a difference. I mean, it's been 1,800 for forever. 3,500 isn't any better. But like, remember when the Falcons were
it's worse for the better.
I think a lot of it is fan driven, to your point, Chris. But I do think there is something because, like, with the Bears,
remember when the Falcons were the heavy favorites to land?
Yeah, because of all those rumors, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess my point is, but now though, with like, if you were a betting man, you would put some money on Washington, who's almost plus 1,000 at this point to draft him. So like Vegas would lose a lot of money if he didn't go to the Bears. Maybe not. I don't know. No one probably thinks that otherwise. Doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. He's
You want to start with the conversation with rookie, the operation that the rookie's walking into, whether it's Williams, May, or whoever else, because the Bears just traded for Keenan Allen. You want to start with Keenan Allen, or you want to send off Justin Fields and never speak his name again? Well, your choice, Chris Krogman. Oh, he puts it up there. Okay. We're getting this out of the way early. All right. Goodbye, Justin Fields. We all have your jersey hanging in our closet. I'm not the burning of the jersey type. I will not burn your jersey, but to the back of the closet it goes, along with Mitchell Trubisky. And we say goodbye, sending what? Officially, per the Chicago Bears news, The Bears on Saturday agreed to trade quarterback Justin Fields to the Steelers in exchange for a 2025 sixth-round pick that could become a fourth-round selection based on playing time, pending Fields passes physical. I believe the playing time threshold is 51% of the snaps, so pretty much a sixth-round pick. We say goodbye. He goes to Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers go with the one of the cheaper quarterback rooms in the NFL, but they've got two reclamation projects in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Maybe, I don't want to wish any injury on Russell Wilson, but maybe the play is so bad that Justin Fields gets some action with the Pittsburgh Steelers and it can become a fourth-round pick. But nonetheless, Lucas Berry, the ride is over. Twitter's already starting to heal. What do you make about the deal? Sending Justin Fields to the Steelers, and we finally rid ourselves of the long civil war between lots of the fan base.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When the trade hit, I knew I would kind of feel a little bit bad for Justin. Obviously, we love what he did here in Chicago, and it kind of sucked how everything played out. And then when they did get him some help, he didn't play the greatest. So everything just kind of sucked. They drafted a quarterback in a transition between regimes and all that, and whatever. So yeah, I mean, the 6th-round pick, it caught me off guard. I'll just tell you straight up, I think the Bears definitely lost the trade. It doesn't really matter to me at this point. I'm just happy that they could move on for Justin's sake, for the Bears' sake, for the fans' sake, that we can just move on from this. And my whole point about this is, sure, you got a 6th-round pick. Other quarterbacks that were traded in this free agency got more. But if you hit on the pick at number 1, Caleb Williams, it really doesn't matter what that pick is because it's all worth it at that point. So, it is what it is. We can just admit Ryan Poles lost the trade or whatever. Maybe you don't. To me, they lost the trade, but I also think it was necessary, had to be done. Glad to move on from this.
But they did right by Justin, Lucas. Isn't that so important to anybody?
How much are we buying all this?
I give no shits about that. I don't care.
But are you buying the narrative?
I mean, apparently there were 5 other teams that had made offers and that they potentially turned down better offers. I can't imagine.
It probably wasn't anything that much better. I don't think they turned down a 2nd-round pick. It could have maybe it was a 5th or a 4th. I could see him turning down maybe a late 4th for that. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but your point, I think I am buying that.
I just don't think. I don't know, man. I don't know why anybody the only reason to do right by a player is to attract other players. And
do you think that there's enough
money
value in
that?
Money does that. Okay, I love that. But do you think there's any value in that then?
The only other value is potentially locker room.
I think
medication, making the locker room feel better about getting rid of their guy. Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this before, but Poles always, the way he presents himself, I think he's a very honest person. So I do take him at his word a lot. And I do think that means something in regard to signing players, retaining players, locker room trust, that kind of stuff.
Fair. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know how much of a better offer was out there, like you said. I mean, I just don't know how much I believe that part of it.
I would be shocked if he turned down something significant. Luke, you said a 4th-round pick. I think I'd be shocked if it was that. Because if it's
it was probably a 5th, dude. It was probably a 5th. They maybe turned down.
I don't really have an issue with sending him to the Steelers if that's where his camp wanted to go or whatnot. But if it was a 4th-round pick hanging out there, you got to be sorry, man. I think at that level, but we won't know. We won't know until the history books are written and everybody's retired. I'm sure on that.
What do y'all think about the narrative that the Bears' asking price was so high that it essentially drove everybody else to a different quarterback avenue, and that people really don't feel, or people that the league really does think Fields is better than a 6th-round pick, but the Bears wanted a 1st or a second or whatever.
I think they might have overplayed their hand a little bit, but I don't know. It's crazy to think about that they would ask for that much, but you never know.
I do think that there was a little floating of a second, but don't you? I mean, obviously, it probably wouldn't be laughed off the phone the way I'm going to describe it, but like I would think you're laughed off the phone, and you got to realize, ooh, maybe I'm asking too much. Like, I think really it may be a little of both. Luke, you're right. I think they overplayed their hand, but secondly, Chris, I think the league showed you how much faith they have in him. Like, he holds on to the ball too long. He can't read defenses, and I'm going to have to reconstruct my entire offense to make it work, at least right here, right now, if that's what I was going for. So, no. And I mean, what good fit would he have been for a backup? The Ravens? The Ravens aren't doing that deal.
I honestly,
the Eagles.
I thought that's where I thought he was going. I really thought he would go to Philly. And that's part of me is also curious to think maybe that was the team that offered a little bit more than Pittsburgh, but he saw a better pathway to success with the Steelers with an older quarterback in front of him, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, he
I don't know, though. We'll never know.
He cannot have asked to go from one franchise. I mean, he's going to play for two historic franchises. Good for him. But really, it's the Rooneys, right? The Steelers have run a top class organization. If he's going to turn his career around, it's gonna be that's a great spot for him. Do I think that he is? I don't think that he will turn his career around, but we'll wish him well, I guess. Chris, you wishing him well? What's the kind of final thoughts on the Justin Fields era and how you feel about him departing?
So taking a step back on where he, like, if you're making this trade, right, and you're Ryan Poles, are you even setting the price yourself? Or are you just asking what other people would give for him and just kind of testing the market? Or, I mean, I doubt he's coming in hot and being like, oh, if you want Justin, it's going to cost you this. Like, if he already knew that he was going to deal him, he wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't going to, try to puff up his chest and get the most out of it he possibly could. He was just going to cut bait and get what he was offered. So to your point, Joe, I think the league showed their hand and just didn't want him that bad, and it is fascinating to see what other quarterbacks went for. And you could talk about, like, Pickett had more time left on his deal. Darnold was a 1 year, whatever. There's some different, trade packages that were out there that are very interesting to see that how other teams valued those.
The Sam Howell trade.
That one was wild. And like even the Steelers, like they moved up from a 5th to a 4th to.
That's what I was hoping at the end of this, that we'd be able to like swap picks, like
pick swap. Yeah,
I'd rather just move up, 20 spots or so in like round 4. Well, I guess we don't have round 4 anyway or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Instead of just getting like a flat out 6, if they could, I was really hoping we get a pick swap, but whatever. Like I said, I just moving on. I'll just be like, yep, sure. It is what it is.
I think there's an outside chance that Justin could play the 51% that he needs to get to the 4th.
I agree with you. And my reasoning is that I think you don't just have a guy like that sit on your bench for no reason. They're definitely going to use him in like Taysom Hill type packages. So he might even get some snaps with Russell Wilson healthy. And then, maybe get a little injury luck where if Wilson gets hurt, he gets, some more snaps, but altogether it could be close to 51, all things considered. Yeah. Not to mention with a guy like that on your bench, like we know how it is here. Even when Bajent played well, it's like the fans call for your head quick. And if like Russ struggles a game or something, like it's going to be loud to get Fields in there.
Yeah, but Russ is such a better passer than Fields.
Oh, I know.
He was horrible last year. He was not good.
See, I disagree.
And you know what's funny? As horrible as he was, Joe, he was so much better than Fields as a passer, even as bad as he was.
I didn't think he was that bad,
and he wasn't that bad. Like Lucas said, and has said
what was it? It was 2 years ago. Okay.
2 years ago. He had a broken pinky.
He hasn't been playing like vintage Russ, Joe, but I'm saying like I think he was like a league average quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Playing for that dickhead Sean Payton too.
As an answer to your question, Joe, I mean, there were times where it was super fun watching Justin Fields play. It was fun.
Bittersweet.
But it was also not – it was – I don't know. I get where people are coming from, latching on to that excitement, and if he would have been used differently or had – I don't agree with the talent around him argument because plenty of quarterbacks make more with less, and he couldn't.
Plenty this past year.
Yeah, and look what Darnell Mooney got, dude. I mean, that's another indicator of.
I think there was plenty this past year, honestly.
Yeah. So, it was fun watching him, run and everything like that, and make some pretty exciting throws at times. But at the same time, I don't think he made any throw that any other quarterback couldn't make. Not any other quarterback, but the guy coming in is going to make those throws.
Luke, you got any final thoughts on the Fields era before we never speak his name again? Probably, more than likely.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bittersweet. Like I said, when I got the alert, I was like, first, sigh of relief, it's over. Second thought, I'm gonna miss. Those exciting plays were very exciting, and the night we drafted Fields, we'll never forget that. Joe Gaither went nuts on the air and he was recording, and I mean we all had super high hopes for the dude, but. It didn't work out, and sometimes it happens like that. But this time, we can't mess it up. It's all in place for this not to mess it up this time.
We certainly hope so. One of the moves that the Chicago Bears made to ideally or set it up, hopefully, to not mess it up, is to bring in a veteran wide receiver. Who is that wide receiver? If you've been living under a rock, the Chicago Bears went over to our friends Jim Harbaugh and said, Jimmy, you're not going to throw the ball anyways. Trade us Keenan Allen. They traded Keenan Allen to the Chicago Bears for the 2024 4th-round pick, 110 overall. Keenan Allen will turn 32 in a matter of roughly a month in April. He's going to turn 32. He's got 1 year left on his contract, but my man has played 139 games, has got 904 receptions. What is that? 10,530 yards and 59 touchdowns. This is a true playmaking wide receiver. And now you have TJ Moore and Keenan Allen opposite one another. Is that as absurd as it is in my head, Lucas Berry?
It's pretty insane, man. Like I think we all had our suspicions when the Bears didn't spend a ton of money in free agency. It was like, all right, they didn't go after a receiver, they didn't go after an edge rusher. And then, when they traded for Keenan Allen, I was just completely shocked because I didn't know Keenan Allen was remotely available. I'm here for it though, man. People are saying, well, he's 32. Well, he's coming in as the wide receiver too. Even if he doesn't play 17 games, it's okay. And really, you could see if you could work out maybe a 1 or 2 year extension. And just secure this guy for a couple of years while you help develop your rookie QB, and you put him in a really good spot. Even if Keenan Allen is on the decline or whatever, which last year he had a career year, he's still going to be that handy weapon for a new quarterback. And then you just throw him in a room with DJ Moore, who is going to be your number one. So less pressure on him. I love the trade overall. I think, 4th rounder, it is what it is. This year's draft isn't very deep. So, hell yeah, I'm all for it. Keenan Allen's always been one of my favorite players. And also, I think Ryan Poles has really just shown us kind of his hand, how he maneuvers at this point. We talked about it last week a little bit. He's going into free agency and paying non-premium positions, running backs, linebackers, backup linemen, but he is swinging for the fences at premium spots, wide receivers, edge rushers. And he's 2 out of 3, and we'll see what happens with this, but so far it looks like he's going to be 2 out of 3 on those types of trades.
Obviously, that career year is 13 games he played last year, 108 receptions, 1,243 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
What were you saying, Chris?
Right in.
3 out of 4.
What was the trade I missed?
Montez Sweat.
I had Sweat, Claypool, and Allen. What's the other one?
DJ Moore.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
I was just I was more so talking just like straight one pick for one player type, but yeah, you're absolutely right. We can get into that haul in, which I have thoughts on that as well. But Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Oh my god, I got bricked up so hard with the Keenan Allen news. I fucking love Keenan Allen,
dude. The Bears are bringing all dudes I love too. Like
we,
Swift,
Lucas and I, we've been talking slant guys for because we love running slants. Keenan Allen is the ultimate slant guy. That guy, he can catch anything. As far as thrown to him, not thrown anywhere near him, Keenan Allen is the absolute best. I love the trade. I think they kind of have to rework this contract or at least give him an extension because I feel like he's scheduled to make something silly this year.
I think it's like 25 million.
I thought it was like 39 million or something like just ridiculous. Like you would never pay.
I don't think
him
it's
this
that
much
bad.
money.
I think it's like 25 because I think he has
All
like
right, here we go.
$18 million $18 million
track.
contract and a $5 million bonus.
Yep. That's
Plus, we have the money to. Is that it exactly?
The cap hit is $23 million total.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's not even that bad. People complain about it, but like, I mean, we just sold Darnell Mooney get $39 million for 3 years.
That is interesting. So then I am curious to see what happens there if they do an extension or not.
Right. If they don't, I mean, they have the money to spend this year. It doesn't really affect them.
Right. But then you really burned a 4th rounder for 1 year just to get your rookie quarterback off the ground, which I don't hate. I'm not mad at it.
I would think Keenan Allen would
you can get a wide receiver in the next year's draft who's,
or this year's draft. I would think just from the way this played out, Keenan Allen being 32, I mean, he's probably not going to want to hit free agency again, if we're being honest. I mean, he might. I don't think he'd want to go out and like sign a new deal in another city again at this point in his career. So
true. Yeah.
And like I said, you give him an extension. He understands he's getting older. I don't think he's going to kill you on, a number.
I just can't like you said, Lucas, this just blindsided. Like
it's kind of a bizarre move, but I like it.
Well, the funny thing is you mentioned you didn't know he was remotely available. What's his name? One of the Ian Rappaport, one of those guys had a report that the Chargers were like massively over the cap, and they were going to probably have to cut either Bosa, Mack, or Allen, or Mike Williams, and they cut Mike Williams, right?
And then they restructured Mack.
And they restructured Mack, so you thought that was it, and then and then this came. So that was what kind of shocked me is I knew he was on the potential, casualty of some sort, but I figured once they made the move for Mike Williams that it was over. Did Mike Williams go somewhere? Did he get picked up
with the Jets today?
The Jets today. Gross.
With the vice president.
It's kind of a sweet nickname.
That's funny. Vice president.
The VP, baby.
That is a sweet
nickname. A-Rod.
VP flying Air Force One with the New York Jets.
He's going to be, not to go too far off topic, but I think they add Mike Williams and they draft Brock Bowers, and that's an interesting offense.
It's already an interesting offense.
You know who loves the Keenan Allen trade just as much as ideally Caleb Williams or whoever else is QB1 next year?
DJ Moore.
It's Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet. That's what I was.
Damn. Think about the middle of the field now with DJ Moore on one side and Keenan Allen on the other, and you got Tyler Scott for now in the slot, and a little Valus popping around here and there, like. Cole Kmet's gonna eat with what Griffin.
Everett.
Gerald Everett.
God, I forgot about that dude too.
Like, you're loaded up
I was thinking about this earlier, and I know people are like, "Oh, we need to fill the edge hole and the D tackle hole in our team, and maybe we can take a tackle." Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, I'm sure we're going to get into this. You could switch the thing or whatever. If the Bears get one of those neighbors or a Dunes there at 9 in this offense,
shut up!
Holy shit! Like you're set. You're set for a while.
I was going to ask if you guys think Keenan Allen takes a wide receiver out of play at 9.
I don't think so.
You gotta see how the board falls in front of you.
Right. You gotta, but you have to love the dude, right? You have to, if it's neighbor, depending on if you like neighbors or a Dunze better, I don't see one of those guys falling to them, but I was curious if you think this puts tackle more in play.
There's been a lot of smoke.
It can move wide receiver down as far as needs go, a smidge.
Sure. There's been a lot of smoke about that. The Bears potentially taking a tackle. I just think they are truly in a spot now where they can take the best player. Like, even with needing another edge, I don't think they're forced to take one. Like, I think they could live without one or sign one of those, $1 million or $2 million edge rushers for a year or two or whatever. Not $1 million or $2, $5 or $6 million maybe. Whatever they get paid. But I don't know. The more I look at this draft, I'm like, I think the wide receiver could definitely fall to 9. I think 4 QBs are top 5 locks, and I think there'll probably be a tackle and a defensive guy taken as well. So,
I just want my Dallas Turner jersey. So,
we can hope for it.
Dude, the Dallas Turner. I honestly, I don't think they stay at 9 though.
That's what I was going to ask when it came to my turn. Is like, I think we're looking at a 1-time or a 2-time trade down from 9 at this point.
I think it depends who's there.
Williams, let's just say Drake May, then Jaden Daniels, and then you're probably Marvin. That brings us 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think JJ McCarthy's going to go 5 or 6.
Oh my gosh. What y'all say? Y'all think McCarthy's going to make it in the NFL?
Make it where? In the NFL? Probably.
Yeah, I think he's got all the intangibles. I think
freaking Mac Jones can make it, dude.
Oh, he didn't make it, though. He did not make it.
He got traded for more than Fields. Oh.
I think JJ McCarthy kind of reminds me of like an Alex Smith type player, where I think he'll have a very high floor, but I don't think he'll be necessarily like this top talent quarterback in the NFL. But I do think teams love him a lot. And I think he makes a lot of sense for the Vikings, to be honest.
Well, that already gets you to 5, and you've got 2 other wide receivers left. You got 3 picks ahead of you.
You say the Giants take a receiver.
Yeah, give them Neighbors or O'Dunes, doesn't matter, whoever. Give them Neighbors.
O'Dunes.
Give them O'Dunes, sure. And then you're at 7 and 8. You're looking at
the Titans don't have a left. The Titans don't have a left tackle. They just cut Dillard, so
they might take Fashanu.
Or
he's been falling.
Or Joel.
Yeah, it's in that. Was it that Oregon State kid's moving up? Was that the guy that got the buzz?
He's the Fulaga looks like the Darnell Wright of this year.
Mm-hmm. And then you get your boy Dallas Turner to the Falcons, and here you are with Malik Neighbors right there at 9. And are you taking in there Chris Krogman? Let's just say it just plays out like that. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Easily.
How nasty is that?
Yeah, it's gross, dude. That's fucking gross. Pay whatever defensive people. What are we doing at 3 tech? I mean, I'm kind of confused. What's the plan?
You're playing. We're
I played 3 tech. I played 5 tech, but I could roll inside.
I mean, I know 3. People wanted a big name, but like they drafted those 2 dudes in the 2nd round last year, and I do think they believe in them to develop there. I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but they probably are going to ask Dexter and Pickens to play more and do more. In that
but defense. they still had another. Did they have anybody else? Yeah, they need another. Whoa, bye, Lucas.
Because your boy Jennings, right?
Jennings is the one.
Yeah.
Not Jennings. Is that his name? What's Big Boy's name? Anyway, that big dude in the middle, he's the one. Billings. Jennings Billings. Andrew. He's the one, and you got Dexter, who's probably
Andrew Billings, Montez Sweat, DeMarcus Walker is kind of what your front four is, according to our man at our lads. And then you've got Michael Dwumfor, Dominic Robinson, Zach Pickens.
How is freaking Dominic Robinson still on this team? That was not good last year. The defensive line is still scary.
So you need a body or two, but do you address it later in the draft? Probably,
dude. Like I know people weren't big fans of Justin Jones, and I was the only one that ever
he got that
gave that dude his flowers. But shit, man, we don't have anything else, and we're trusting Zach Pickens and Gervon Dexter to just get better overnight. I mean, over an offseason. There's not really not a lot of options. I don't think there's not a game-wrecking 3-tech in this draft, right? Other than the kid from Illinois is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, Newton or whatnot. But he's going to go in the teens.
Right. So unless
you're back from 9, we just took Malik Neighbors and are just for fun. Then you're
right. I still think it's a trade back just because we don't have draft assets. I mean, if somehow, Harrison falls to 6 and the Giants are willing to move out, who cares? Forget draft capital and just move up and get Harrison. Might as well. No, I still think they move back, but I still that defensive line is kind of sus, man. They had those guys last year, and they still had Justin Jones, so I still think they need at least some sort of veteran presence. Yeah.
Now could you guys see the Bears taking a D tackle, if they traded back
to the teens to take Newton?
Yeah,
you trade from 9 to 12,
or the
and then 12 to
the dude
16.
from Texas. Yeah, or even just once, trade back once. I mean, it's kind of unpredictable what they'll do. I know everyone's penciling in receiver, but I could really see either side of the trenches, edge rusher, D tackle, O line, with that second pick if they don't go receiver.
I think Keenan Allen kind of does push the need down.
I don't think it's a need. I think they're in a position where if they were to get one of those guys, I don't know if they'd pass it up. Would you guys be shocked if they passed up one of those receivers if they were there at 9 and they just said, we'll trade back?
No.
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 With polls, anything is possible.
Especially
they passed on what was supposed to be the most generational 3-tech on the planet last year. And I could pass on a wide receiver in a draft that's supposed to be super deep.
People want to get pissed at whatever polls does. They'll definitely be mad about that. If he trades up and neighbors on the board, that would get people fucking fired up.
Yeah, your boy Raul would lose his mind if he passed on any of those receivers right there at 9.
I haven't heard of it lately.
He loves his skill positions.
Yeah, he likes Xavier Worthy though, so I don't know if I trust his opinion.
No, there's nothing in the terms of defensive tackles in free agency left. Nothing. I've never heard of 99% of these fellas.
No, it's definitely a need.
Tart.
I've heard of him.
I think I was reading something about him the other day. Hassan Ridgeway is out there. I've heard of him. Most of these other fellas, nope. Fletcher Cox, he's 33. He's out there.
They basically need a Justin Jones replacement, which in theory shouldn't be that hard to find or draft. But like you said, with the market the way it is, who knows?
I think trading back gives them a little bit more wiggle room. I mean, I don't know, man. Just Ryan Pohl's history. He likes extra picks. Surprisingly, he's giving up picks left and right. And I think we all thought that Fields was going to land us that second that we don't have, and that's one of the things that hurts. Like,
yeah, that's our own ignorance as a fan base.
For sure.
I think if you guys had asked me today, though, which guy they would take, I think it would either be Neighbors or Jared Verse. It's my prediction.
So I shouldn't ask Dallas Turner tomorrow if he's going to get drafted by the Bears at number 9.
You should absolutely ask him that, 100%.
Yo, Dallas, I know you're a Florida boy. How you feel about playing up in the cold?
Yes.
Ask him how. I mean, I'm sure the Falcons have probably been in contact with him. How close they are to Alabama.
3 hours away, Atlanta.
I think that's a very good fit for him and Raheem Morris's defense. 3-4, where he doesn't have to play with his hand in the dirt. Be a good fit for Dallas Turner.
Well, you want to talk about some stadium news as we're hitting the 40-minute mark? The next little piece of our puzzle here. Chicago Bears received new property tax proposal to build a stadium in Arlington Heights racetrack. This is from our friends in ABC 7 Chicago. 2 years ago, the show, where does that leave? Essentially, what we have. So they proposed another settlement. The Bears would pay close to $10 million in property taxes for the 2023 and 4 tax years and an annual increase of 3 to 10% the following years based on market conditions. Essentially, Arlington Heights has offered the Bears a small tax break. It looks like between $3 and $6 million is what it looks like from the 2023 and 2024 property taxes. I think it's when it was all in dispute and kind of the sale was in limbo. But that kind of brings Arlington Heights back into our focus. Last week, we talked about the Bears renovating or building a brand new stadium on the lakefront. But now Arlington Heights and their property managers basically says, oh, no, the Bears have told us they're still all in on the Arlington Heights property. Chris Krogman, you've been around the block a few times, seen a couple business deals. What's going on here and what's next? What can we expect from our Chicago Bears? Are they going to be playing football here pretty soon in the near future?
How does that help them? Like now they got to pay these taxes, $10 million plus per year for at least 5 years to get this. To even start seeing revenue.
Well,
on the property?
They would have had to pay $9 million for 2023, right? And they're getting proposed $6 million. Yeah, the deal would have the Bears paying $6.3 million in property taxes for the 2023 year, $3.6 million for the 2024 year. And an annual increase of 3 to 10% the following 3 years based on market conditions. They were scheduled to pay $9 million for just 2023, and then I have no idea. I can't see what they were scheduled to pay for 24.
I think that like we talked about a little bit during the pre-show, we're just going to pit Arlington Heights against the city of Chicago and see who offers the better deal. Kevin Warren is the interesting fella in this whole thing, as he probably wants to stay in the city. But I think the McCaskies want to stop being football owner poor because they're poor.
Why do you think Kevin Warren wants to stay in the city?
Because he kept the Viking Stadium in the city, didn't he?
Oh, I have no idea. Is Minneapolis even a city? That big of a city? I don't know.
What?
Well, I mean, like that. Well, St. Paul's a different city, though. Technically.
Yeah.
Which city is it in? Is it in Minneapolis?
I think it's in Minneapolis. Their training facility is almost in Minneapolis. It's called Egan, but it's an extension of Minneapolis or St. Paul. I think it's St. Paul, but either way. Because it's marketing. I don't know. Keep the Bears in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think I mean, we brought it up before. The ability to own your own stadium versus renting it, I think, is a plus. I don't know. Like you said, Kevin Moore is the interesting guy in this. I don't know what he has in heart, but he's definitely doing a good job of using the two spots to bargain against each other to get the best deal.
Well, with Kevin Warren and owning the stadium, I mean, several media folks talked last year about how much improvement Warren had made to the game day experience for just the media, in that, there was better food and accommodations and things like that for just the media. And if he's putting that much attention to detail into, just that piece of it, then and he's got the influence to do that, in the park and do whatever he wants, like food wise and vendor wise and things like that. I would imagine he's got enough influence to do whatever he wants, regardless of if they own the stadium or not. I mean, that's the benefit, right? Like team wise to owning their own stadium, like owner wise owning their own stadium. I agree, because they want the revenue. That's what I was saying. They don't want to, like, the McCaskies don't want to be poor anymore. But at the same time, like, you got to wonder what the entire family is thinking in terms of, like, what to do with all of it long term. Like, because Virginia's seemingly living forever, but maybe, like, she may not live forever. And, is everybody that has a vested interest in their piece of the pie when she dies, are they going to want to continue down this road or what? It'd be interesting. So I don't know if they have a voice now.
It's interesting to see what the stakeholders say in all this. Isn't like the next? Isn't like the next? Yeah, I was going to say, aren't they like the next biggest partial owner of the team?
Yeah, was it Pat Ryan or something like that?
Yeah. They do all this stuff for Northwestern, right? Like Ryan Field, that's named after them, I think.
Yes, Joe? I believe you're right.
Thank you. No idea. Literally,
I thought I was right.
I think you're right.
Well, anyway,
hey, we're gonna go with Lucas, right? That's right. Ryan Field.
To your point, Chris, though, I do think the whole Arlington Heights thing, I mean, in theory, sounds like a money-making machine if they're able to make this whole Bears villa with all these shops and stuff versus just a stadium. You're making money year-round versus just in football season. So
they're gonna have the Ditka theme to all the hotels are gonna be named after Bears, former Bears in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna stay at the Hester this weekend when we go up to Arlington Heights.
Man,
that would actually probably be pretty cool, Joe.
That's such
different
a cool
hotel.
I'm staying at the Erlacher this weekend. Which one are you staying at?
That's such a cool fucking name.
Chris and I are staying at the Hair Lacquer.
That's such a cool thing that Hester's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
I can't believe that too. That's legit. Yeah.
We're gonna have dinner at Peyton's tonight.
I'm gonna stay at Dent's.
Yeah, we're gonna have dinner at Walter Steakhouse. I mean, you just can make this whole. Oh my God, I would spend all my money there. I'd go there and be broke.
Dude, I went to the Hall of Fame in Canton and bought so much Bear shit in the fucking gift. I was like, oh my God, give me this and this and this and this and this and this.
So do they just have like a gift shop of like every team in there? Like
yeah,
you can get whatever team you want.
Yeah,
and they have like a lot of stuff for each team.
Yeah. It's awesome,
dude. I was there and awesome. I don't remember the gift shop. I was young when I went, but I don't remember the gift shop.
It may have changed because I do know.
I mean, you probably are right. I probably didn't care about a gift shop at that point.
They changed it a lot, but yeah, they had a ton of. Dude, I bought so much crap. Like I bought so much just crap. Honestly, like I got shit everywhere. Almost every Bears thing that I have might be from the Hall of Fame. It was
you could be buying from a worse place,
dude. In all honesty,
you could be buying it from Fanatics.
They might be a sponsor, so let's pump the brakes.
They are a sponsor. We love you, Fanatics. Fanatics.com.
I'm wearing their see-through pants right now.
Way to go, Lucas. Way to go.
I'm buying all our Dallas Turner jerseys.
The cool thing about the Hall of Fame too is as far as the gift shop is like the prices were not bad. I was expecting like to pay so much money for things. Like I have a mug that had all of the numbers of all of the Hall of Famers on it.
That's cool.
And I was like, oh man, this thing's gonna be like $40. It was like $12. I was so stoked. It was great.
Cool.
Yeah, all of the fucking numbers
was it used
now, but I don't think so. But
it was used by the guy that was sitting behind the counter.
It was used by all of the Hall. It was used by all like 27 Hall of Famers.
Oh, that's sick.
George's coffee cup.
That's right. Number 7.
Well, the Bears will have a new Hall of Famer soon with Caleb Williams. So,
oh, dude, one last like weird, not so big important thing about this is who's going to wear number 13? Is Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen's keeping
Caleb Williams? Wow.
Then somebody was it a joke in the chat that Caleb said he wants 0?
No, he said. I'm pretty sure
he legit said that.
He said he wanted 0 or 1 in the NFL.
Okay, cool. Please take 1. Oh, please take 1. Please erase that fucking.
Do we just like take the nameplate off the backfield?
Yes.
Kitchen Williams.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Caleb Williams would look pretty nice in number 2.
Why take that from DJ? I'm not taking that.
Oh, that's true. That's DJ's number. Now, one would be funny.
0 would be super interesting. He'd be the only one, right? You know, another quarterback wears 0 unless some backup does.
No,
I gotta find where I don't know if that was made up or what, but I swear I saw that he wanted to wear 0 or 1.
I love the made up tweet responding to RG3 and all his hooey this week that RG3 had that little video and somebody.
Oh my god, dude! Don't get me started on that.
Somebody had a troll account or it was a burner account. It looked like Caleb Williams, but it wasn't. He was like, "I just want to go where I'm wanted, bro."
And then he changed his name back.
He and Caleb Williams and AB had a back and forth today. That was pretty funny.
And
go look that up. The CT ESPN account. That dude is something else.
He's something.
I mean, you know what's funny, man, is like we're talking about money and Arlington Heights and everything like that. Caleb Williams is gonna make the Bears franchise so much fucking money.
If he's as good as they say he is, then yes, absolutely.
Dude, like I mean, somebody posted this the other day, like, and Adam Hogue, I think, was the one who said it on CHGO. Like, Bears fans are so, like, up in arms. Like, if this was any other franchise, this would be like a Connor Bedard type situation. Like, when Connor Bedard was potentially the Bears or the Blackhawks #1 overall pick, the city went absolutely nuts. Like, this should be that kind of excitement and celebration for this type of talent coming out in Caleb Williams. And if it was any other franchise, they would be doing that. But we are – this is why we can't have nice things. And we're fighting about it.
You know,
a national embarrassment.
Yeah. Is that all it takes – and this might be an unpopular opinion, but all it takes for Bears fans to get excited is a little flash at the quarterback position, a little bit fun. I mean, it only took a little flash, and Mitchell Trubisky, he might be the guy. I mean, you led that drive against the Eagles, right, guys? And then it was just searching for flashes for the next 3 years. Oh, that Dallas Cowboys game on Thursday night, he threw 6 touchdowns against the Bucs, searching for flash. And then for the field, same thing. It was, oh my God, that run on 4th down against the 49ers, unbelievable. I mean, we lost the game, but that was a crazy play. Like little things, the flashes they fall in love with. Imagine how deeply and how much money and how invested and how loyal we're going to be to a quarterback that's actually good. Look, you got people still standing Jay Cutler, and Jay Cutler, I fucking love you to this day. I will fight. I will fight for you. Mitchell and Justin don't earn that love, but Jay Cutler, I love you. If Caleb Williams is anything like we've been hearing about, then the Bears, to your point, Chris, are about to make a lot of fucking money because I have a Fields jersey and I have a Trubisky jersey, and those motherfuckers suck dick. So imagine how much money I'm about to spend if that guy's a Pro Bowler.
Mitch was a Pro Bowler.
Sure. Yes.
Alternate or whatever. I'm joking.
I should have said all pro, but you got the point.
So what? We deserve. I mean, I don't know if we deserve this or not. Probably not.
We do.
So
I think us patient fans deserve it. I just need these other people to accept it as well.
I just wish we could move on together. I'm hopeful over the next couple of weeks that happens. I'm still seeing weird goals and weird people, but petition the Bears. And
I'm just waiting for the report tomorrow to say Caleb Williams had a great pro day, and then I'm waiting for the notification on Saturday that says his meeting with the Bears went well. That's all I want to see. I just don't want any more drama. Just make it nice and easy. Just don't say anything stupid. Throw the ball around a few times tomorrow. Smile, shake people's hands, answer a few questions, and you're the number one pick. That's it. Just don't fuck it up.
Same thing with the Bears. Don't blow it.
Same thing.
Don't overanalyze and overthink yourself. But take your time. Make sure like he's not a mass murderer or some shit or Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs. Make sure he's not that. But yeah, don't blow it.
Painful.
Just take this kid and let's make some beautiful music.
This time next week, we'll be 33 days away from the draft, and we will be talking about the pro days of Dallas Turner and Caleb Williams.
I think we'll be 30 days. I think we're 37 days today. I made a mistake earlier.
Oh, shoot. We'll be 30 days. Our accountant, Lucas Perry, informs us. We're so excited. I mean, look.
I mean, he got math wrong, and he lost us the Fanatics account in one day. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's okay. We got the Fanatics account back because we're buying Dallas Turner jerseys when he gets drafted at 9. Jared Verse, if you get picked, I'll love you anyways, but you're gonna have to prove it to me at 9 or 12 or 16 or whatever the case may be. I might buy the Illinois kid if they draft him in the teens at 3 Tech. I could be suckered into getting his jersey, Newton on the back. Newton. Yeah, that'll be fun. Anything else you guys got for us tonight? Lucas, Chris? Who's your Final Four? Who are you taking in Final Four?
Oh, don't ask him about this. I don't watch college basketball.
Which bracket? I got.
Just fill one out. And Chris, you should only.
I will. One. It's my yearly tradition that I consume all my college basketball knowledge the day before the brackets due, and then I'll make it and I'll get back to you.
There you go. Brackets due on Thursday morning.
All right.
People tell me UConn's pretty good.
You want my Final Four? So my Final Four is UConn, North Carolina, Texas Tech, and Creighton.
No Bama.
Okay. Do not take Bama in your Final Four.
Bama's getting run out of the building because they can't play defense.
Not for shit.
They might be on upset alert in round 1, but I got them making it.
Who do they play in round 1?
I got them making it.
College Charleston.
16. I got them making it 16. Only because I got Grand Canyon beating St. Mary's, but I think Bama can get past Grand Canyon.
Isn't Grand Canyon an online university?
No.
Yeah, and they enrolled 12 great basketball players into it.
I think Grand Canyon is an online university. I'm not joking.
It's a real school.
Well, they're in the tournament. They're automatic.
Yeah, it's
they have school. Like so is their ASU has an online program. Like everybody from Starbucks goes there.
DeVry University.
You're nuts, dude. I think there's there might even be a campus in
the Phoenix Institute.
There might even be a campus here in Colorado. Where are you? Where are you located?
Phoenix.
No. No.
Yeah, that's where
you can get an online degree. What, DeVry? Is that what you said?
Oh no, I was talking about Grand Canyon U.
Grand Canyon U.
All right. I don't have anything else to talk about. We have to wish Caleb Williams good luck tomorrow. I think they're streaming his pro day on NFL. You guys going to be tuning in, or do you not care about his pro day?
No, I will be in the Hank Crisp indoor facility at 9:30 a.m. for Alabama.
What,
Chris,
practice?
Do you care about watching Caleb Williams pro day?
They televised this?
I'm pretty sure his is on NFL Network or NFL Plus or something.
Alabama's is on SEC Network.
I will not be watching. Ooh,
10:30.
That's interesting, dude. This is a gorgeous. This Grand Canyon University is a gorgeous campus.
And they're
maybe
good.
I'm just around here. It's like I don't know. I mean, a lot of people on the East Coast attended online, so I just assumed it was all online university. I didn't realize they had.
You can go to Alabama, Chris, and Luke, if you want. Bama by distance, Bama online.
There's a lot of purple there. Oh my god.
Bama by distance, and you guys can say Roll Tide too, and we can all go out in the first round together.
Did you go to Bama, Joe? Did you go to Bama, Joe?
No, he went to Auburn.
Yeah, War Eagle. No, I went to Alabama. I graduated with Jalen Hurts.
I think Auburn goes way farther than Alabama does.
Potentially, they've got that UConn matchup in the Sweet 16, maybe, and San Diego State's not a joke either.
Wait,
I don't think San Diego State makes it out of the first round.
Joe, were you pretty close to Jalen Hurts at graduation because your last names are similar?
Yes, I got a bunch of photos with him. Well, I got about 3 or 4 photos with him.
That's a bunch. That's a lot.
Okay, all right. I just didn't want to oversell it for anybody. It was about 3 or 4, and I love it. On my down days, I'll pull up my my camera roll, and it'll be me and Jalen Hurts at graduation. And I'll be like, you know what?
Did he have long hair at that point? Still,
no, he had already cut his hair.
I like Jalen Hurts with the long hair.
Ooh, nah.
Let's sing the song, Joe.
I was gonna say on that note, sing the song.
Come on, that was SEC Freshman of the Year, Jalen Hurts. We like Heisman Trophy finalist Jalen Hurts. Bear down, Chicago Bears, make every play clear the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears, put up a fight with the might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Bear down, Chicago Bears, and let them know why you're wearing the crown. You're the pride and joy of Illinois, Chicago Bears. Bear down.